Good morning, students. As we have discussed in last online session, we have find out rational numbers between two integers as well as rational numbers between the rational numbers we have done in the last online session. So today we will take one more example from your exercise 1.2. It is the first question. So you have to state either it is true or false by reading the questions. The first question in exercise 1.2, first question, the first statement they are making is every irrational number is a real number. I am repeating the statement, every irrational number is a real number. As I have discussed in the first online session, real number has two sons. First son is rational number and second son is irrational number. As I have discussed in the first online session, father can be a son, but son cannot be a father. That means real numbers can be irrational, real numbers can be rational numbers. So every irrational number is a real number. So irrational number is a son of a real number. That means every irrational number is a real number. So statement is true. Yes or no? Understood or not? But if they are asking, as they were asked in the third question, every real number is an irrational number. Every real number is an irrational number. So real number has two parts, rational number and irrational number. So real number can be rational also, real number can be irrational number. So every real number is an irrational number. All the real numbers are irrational number. This statement is false because real number can be rational also. For example, we are taking 3 upon 2. 3 upon 2 is real number. But we also know 3 upon 2 is in the form of P upon Q. We have discussed in the first online session. If you haven't seen yet, you have to see that video first, part 2 then, part 3 then, and then you have to continue with part 4. Or else you will not understood anything. So 3 by 2 is a rational number, but it is not a rational number. So every real number is not an irrational number. So it is false. So first and third we have done. Now we have to do second. Every point on the number line is of the form square root of m, where m is a natural number. We have discussed in the first online session, natural number starts from 1 and goes to infinity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. All these numbers are natural numbers. So let us take an example. Square root of m. Let us take m is equal to 1. 1 is a natural number, so we can take m as a 1. So square root of 1 gives answer as plus or minus 1. So either it is plus 1 or either it is minus 1. So square root of 1 is equal to plus 1 or minus 1. So 1 is we have done. Second, let us take m is equal to 2. So square root of 2 is equal to plus or minus 1.44. So either you take plus 1.44 or you can take minus 1.44. So square root of 2 also we have 2. Now move forward. Take n is equal to 3. So square root of 3 is equal to plus or minus 1.73. Take plus 1.73 or minus 1.73. So 3 also done. Now take square root of m is equal to 4. So 4, you know that 2 square is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So under root of 4 is plus or minus 2. That is plus 2 or minus 2. Now what they are asking, we have to understand first. Every point on the number line. Number line is there. Each and every point on the number line can be in the form of square root of m. If you are putting pen anywhere on the number line, that point should be in the form of square root of m. Let us check it is correct or not. Put plus 1 and minus 1. Plus 1 you have to put here, minus 1 you have to put here. So if you can see the portion between 0 and 1, all portion is been missing. that portion is been not covered in square root of m. Yes or no? In the same way, 0, 2, minus 1, this portion is missing. So we can say that this whole portion is missing. It does not comes in the form of square root of m. So this portion cannot be covered by square root of m. Okay? So the statement every point on the number line is not correct, because every point cannot be covered by square root of m. Yes or no? Okay. Now plus 1 minus 1. Plus 1 to 1.44. This portion is also missing. Yes or no? This point also doesn't comes under the square root of m. If you see between 1.44 and 1.73, this portion is also missing. In the same way, 1.73 and 2, this portion is also missing. So there are so many slots on a number line is there which cannot be covered by square root of m. So this statement, every point, that is totally wrong, because every point cannot be covered on a number line by any formula. Okay? So this is false. Why? Because square root of m limits the point on the number line. So this statement is not true. Now I am pausing the video for next problem. Before moving to the next problem, I think we have to take this topic first to understand which numbers you can differentiate as rational numbers and which numbers you can differentiate as irrational numbers. So rational number and irrational numbers are most interesting topic on a number system. Why? Because it is very difficult to understand which of the numbers are irrational and which of the numbers are rational. So to understand that, be with me very peacefully and with all your focus, so you will understand perfectly that you will never make any mistake regarding rational numbers and irrational numbers. So what I am doing, for any rational number, you know that rational number can be written in the form of p upon q. Yes or no? So rational number can be written in the form of p upon q. Let me take p as a 12 and q as a 4. Let me take numerator as a 12 and denominator as a 4. See this very carefully that numerator is bigger than denominator. Yes or no? Numerator is larger than denominator. So you also know 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. So this division, this 3 number is known as a quotient. What it is known as a quotient. Numerator can be known as a dividend. What can be known as a dividend? So numerator can be known as a dividend and denominator can be known as a divisor. What can be known as a divisor? So you know that 12 upon 4 is equal to 3. In the same way, 4 into 3 is equal to 12. Yes or no? So what I am doing, 12 is a dividend. So dividend is equal to divisor 4 into quotient, that is 3. So 12 is equal to 4 into 3 plus remainder. There is no remainder here. There is nothing left. So what we will write, 12 is equal to 4 into 3 plus 0. So 12 is equal to 4 into 3 is equal to 0. This thing we have to memorize. That is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So here you can very easily say that 3 is a rational number. Why? Because 3 can be again write in the form of 3 upon 1. That is again it is in the form of p upon q. So any number that can be write in the form of p upon q, where p and q both are integers. P and q both are integers. Such numbers are known as a rational numbers. Now we will move toward the world of irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are very interesting. Once you understand that, you will be you will feel very smart in your life. Okay. So we will move towards the irrational number. Suppose here I am taking another example where it is 10 upon 3. It is 10 upon 3. Again, numerator is bigger than a denominator, so there won't be an issue. Let me take a division method first. So here in the dividend space you have to take 10, and in the divisor space you have to take 3. Now 3 is smaller than 10, so there won't be an issue. So take a table of 3. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9. 3 threes are 9. So again remainder is 1. Okay. So here you can see that 1 becomes smaller than the divisor. Dividend becomes smaller than the divisor. So here to continue division process, what we have to do? We have to take 0. But you can't just take 0 as without mentioning anything. When you are taking a 0, or else when divisor is smaller than dividend is smaller than a divisor, you have to take 0 by putting point on a quotient. This place is known as a quotient. You have to put point. So now 10 is larger than 3. Again 3 threes are 9. Again 1. So as you can see, here 1 was also there. Here 1 is there. Again 1 is there. 1 is smaller than 3. Put 0. Now you don't have to put point over there. Why? Because point already been represented there. Whenever you will find dividend smaller than a divisor, then you can take 0. That is already been given by a single point only. You don't have to take point continuously. Okay. So again 3 threes are 9. Again 1 0. 3 threes are 9. Again 1 0, and so on. If you are keep on divising, you will never get remainder. This point is known as a remainder. You will never get remainder as a 0. So this thing will keep on continuing. So what you have to do? You have to put 3 points. How many points are there? Only 3 points you have to put to indicate that the process is keep on going. In the same way, in the quotient also, you have to put 3 points. So as you can see, this division process is non-terminating. This division process is non-terminating. What I mean by non-terminating? Non-terminating means it is stopping nowhere. It is not stopping anywhere. Got it? So the process, the division process, which cannot be stopped anywhere, such division process can be termed as non-terminating, which can be known as non-terminating. So this division process is non-terminating, unstoppable, non-terminating, or I can say unstoppable process. Now one thing we have classified that this process, division process, is non-terminating. Now you have to see quotient. Quotient is keep on repeating itself, yes or no? As you can see, 3 keeps on repeating itself. So can I write this thing as 3.3 bar? This line, this small line bar, indicates that the number is keeps on repeating. That means 3.3 bar, whereas upon 3 we are putting one line. That line is known as a bar. That is a representative of a repetition. So here we can say that non-terminating as well as repeating. Yes or no? So this division process is non-terminating as well as repeating. So such process comes under rational number, not irrational number. Why? Because irrational number are non-terminating as well as non-repeating. So whenever you find a division which is non-terminating as well as non-repeating, such division, only and only such division are irrational numbers, or else each and every number is a rational number. So for irrational number, what you have to do? Irrational number, only two conditions are there. It is non-terminating plus non-repeating. Then and only then such number or such p by q form is irrational, or else it comes under a rational number. So it is a very important thing, you have to note it down. Irrational number has only two qualities, it is non-terminating and non-repeating. So this is non-terminating is there, but it is repeating form. Whenever it comes repeating form, it comes under a rational number, it does not comes under a irrational number. So I am pausing this video for a next problem. So now we are here with the second problem of example 5. Now the numerator is 7 and denominator is 8. Now picture changes. How? Because numerator becomes smaller than a denominator. So now what will change, we will see. Again, dividend you have to write inside of a bracket, that is 7, and dividend, sorry, divisor you have to write outside of the box. Now as you can see, 7 is smaller than 8. 7 is smaller than 8. Then what you have to do? You have to put here 0. But 0 has a value, 0 has a point. So to overcome this, we have to put a point. So as you know, 0 do not have a value before point or after point. So you can put 0 over here, or if you don't put also, there is not a big issue. So here 70. So go with a table of 8. 8 ones are 8, 8 twos are 8 fives are 40, 8 six are 42. Sorry. 8 eights are 64. It is correct? 8 eights are 64. So 70 minus 64 is 6. Now again 6 is smaller than 8. Again what we have to do? We have to put a 0. Once point is given, then you don't need to put a point again. So 60 again. 8 sevens are 56, right? 8 sevens are 56. 60 minus 56 is 4. Again 4 is smaller than 8. So what you have to do? You have to put a 0. That 0 you have to divide by 8. 8 fives are 40. So 8 fives are 40. So now remainder is 0. That means this process is terminating. Yes or no? Because why? Here you are getting remainder as a 0. This division process stops. So the process, division process which stops at some certain point, that is known as a terminating division. Terminating division. And the numbers 8, 7, 5s are not repeating. So we can write as a non-repeating. So it is a rational number. Have you got it? Okay. So I am giving one example for you, that is third in the example 5. That is 1/7. Do it by yourself, and if you wish you can discuss on a comment section. From next online session we will do some more problems. Till then I hope you will do this problem 1/7 and you will give me answer in the comment section. Okay. Thank you.